Well, it's home day, and I've had an absolute ride so far on this trip. It's been really, really great. The concerts were amazing. The views and scenery have been excellent. I've had a lot of fun. So now I start the trek home with fair weather and fair winds. I should be able to get home by Friday. It's today's Sunday, so I should be able to get home by Friday. Hopefully Sunday at the latest if I run into some weather challenges, but other than that, it should be good. Today, I'm gonna try to get to Holbrook, Arizona. We'll see if I get there or not. And on my way, I'm gonna drive through a little place called Oatman, Arizona, which is part of the original Route 66. And I'm gonna go to Winslow, Arizona, and I'm gonna stand on that corner. So excited for that. So hopefully it's a fair weather ridey day. Anyways, talk soon. So this was a really interesting trip today. No, I mean, kind of. The desert's not always the most exciting thing to stare at. But I went for 160 kilometers through the desert where I didn't see another vehicle and there were no gas stations, nowhere to get services. So it was a little bit scary, but also kind of exciting too, as I crossed a big part of the desert here in California. Hey folks, I think I'm pretty close to the Arizona border. The last rest stop was closed, so I needed to pull over and take a drink of water. It's like 36 degrees Celsius. It's quite warm out here for me at least. And then, yeah, a couple trucks pulled over. All right, let's keep going. I had to hop on the interstate for a little bit because as much as I'm trying to take as much Route 66 as possible, a good chunk of it just doesn't exist anymore. So I had to hop back on for a little bit before I hopped off again to go find Oatman, Arizona. I just had to say that I had just got gas when I started recording, and I paid $6.59 a gallon, which is $2.41 a liter. I threw up in my mouth. But this was a neat little Route 66 spot and throwback area. It was kind of cool seeing a lot of the buildings with Route 66 stuff all over it, and it written on the pavement as well. Pretty cool. This is me crossing over the state line from California to Arizona. This river, there's so much activity. It was a lot of fun, and the current was really whipping. And here's where I came across my first donkeys, or burros. I don't know what they are, so we're gonna call them donkeys, okay? Hey, get off the road. And welcome to Oatman, Arizona. This place was jammed and it was so hot. It was well over 40 degrees Celsius, and I was just cooking, sitting here waiting for this slow traffic to get through. It's a neat little like ghost town type area, but yeah, I didn't know it would be busy. I actually thought this road would be quite desolate. Boy, was I wrong. I also felt awful here because you can kind of see behind that white GMC, a gentleman fell off his scooter. Let's see if I can zoom in. And hit his head off a rock. Lots of people there helping. So First Aid Jay didn't have to step in, but he fell hard and hit his head quite hard. I hope that gentleman's okay. But yeah, this is Oatman, Arizona. Kind of a neat little town. love that the donkeys are just chilling in town. I don't know if you saw that yellow sign, but it said motorcycles. Oh crap, I can't remember what it said. Something about motorcycles, take caution. And I have to say that this is the most terrifying road that I have ever driven on. This is part of the original Route 66, and it gets extremely hairy. I'll try to get some highlights, but what I will do is I'm going to do an entire video just of this entire road and the absolute chaos. There were hairpin turns with drops that were hundreds of feet with no guardrails, and it was pretty wild. Pull off here, I found a neat little viewing spot. It's actually pretty wild when you take a look at it. And here's a nice snippet of when I forgot to turn my GoPro off when I went for a little mini hike. And then take a look at the little friend we have that comes over for a visit. I wonder if it's a burro or if it's a donkey. Gonna have to ask ChatGPT, I guess. Well, hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. I am right now in the hills above Oakland, Arizona. It's absolutely breathtaking and beautiful, but also incredibly hot. So check out this view. Well, hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. I am right now in the hills above Oakland, Arizona. It's absolutely breathtaking and beautiful, but also incredibly hot. So check out this view. It's the road I came up there. Maybe it's more mountains than hills. It was really interesting seeing how much the landscape changes from, one end of Arizona to the other. Well, in fact, I'm actually only in the middle of Arizona, but it's like mountainous here with all the trees. It's actually quite beautiful in Flagstaff. So I didn't make it to Holbrook, Arizona. I only made it to Flagstaff, which means tomorrow I'm gonna hit Winslow, Arizona in the morning. It'll be probably within my first hour of travel. But look at how beautiful Arizona is. And maybe I'm just an ignorant fool, but I had no idea that Arizona looked like this in the northern end. Anyways, thanks for following along if you made it this far. Have a nice night. Bye.